Alright, so this is not going to be live because it's a control deck, and I do not do live replays with control decks because, one, they take too long, and two, I think it's just better to go over the place a little bit more because having tight play in control is a lot more important than it is against aggro. Although it can be, I mean, obviously tight play is always important. Okay, so let's get the replay started. Alright, so this is a keepable hand. It's not good against Storm, and it's pretty decent against every other deck. Right now I'm not sure what deck I'm playing against, because even with two blue sources, it could be mono black control. With blue splash, it could be Faeries, and it could be blue white black white control, or a Teachings deck. So I'm playing around Force Spike and not Mana Leak, but there's another card that lets you counterspell unless the opponent plays 2 mana. So those are the two I'm playing around. Usually, if you're unsure about what deck you're playing against, you want to usually play around Force Spike, just because you're making one of their cards dead. Against fairy decks, kill their creatures right away. Either if they cast it on the end of your turn, kill it then, or kill it basically as soon as you can. If you're playing mono black control with a splash of blue, make sure you cast your probes as early as possible, and as often as possible. Just because it gives you card advantage, and you're going to make them discard an important card, usually. Shooting Rats, always a good play. Right, so I'm still playing around that Force Spike, and this is one of the problems with Core Skyfisher, because it sets up really good tricks against your Disfigures, and you saw that happening right there. This isn't that bad unless he has a counterspell for my Crypt Rats, otherwise I'm in pretty bad shape. So let's see if he has a counter now. I tap it that way just in case he has a counter, so I can evoke the Muldrifter in case he counters it, and I'm happy to clear the board in that case. He could have a counter in his hand, so I'm casting Ravenous Rats to get rid of any possible counters that he have. I'm happy with him countering Ravenous Rats. And I get a Journey to Nowhere. That's I would have preferred to hit a counter, but I'm happy to hit a Journey to Nowhere as well. Basically, getting extra value out of your Ravenous Rats is always a good thing. Again, he could have a counter here, but still, I'm still going to cast a Muldrifter because if he's got a counter, he's got a counter. Pestermite, so I go ahead and kill that right away. Again, I'm worried about ninjas, and I still have enough mana up for to sack this Esper Panorama and get out my hit him with the Corrupt. Another thing, especially against aggro decks, or like aggro style control decks, which this definitely is, you want to hit them. You do not want your Corrupts to get cancelled just because it's so important. It gives you a lot of extra turns. So like this could give you like 2 to 3 extra turns in this type of game. So that's why you do not want to get your Corrupts cancelled. Here he has a counterspell. Can't really play around that, especially since I could have held on to a Ravenous Rats, but I certainly did not know I was going to try out Muldrifters, so it was better to get out that, be sure and get out that Journey to Nowhere. I should have played the Esper Panorama. One reason not to play the Esper Panorama is in case you draw probe, or against with someone with discard, then that's when you wouldn't want to play the Panorama. I should have played the Chittering Rats before I played the Innocent Blood, but I didn't realize that how this combo worked. And it only works when they only have one creature out, so they can basically blank your Innocent Blood because they just return the Core Skyfisher. But it doesn't work with anything else because they just can't deal with sack stuff with momentary blink, because they still have to sack even if they blink. Right. So here I don't mind him sending his Muldrifter back to his hand, because I'm just going to use Chittering Rats. And basically I have enough creatures out, so I just win there.